In the mysterious realms where land meets water, there exists a group of creatures that have mastered the art of dual living. They start their lives as water-bound swimmers, only to emerge as land-loving survivors. Meet the amphibians. But what makes them so special? And how do they manage to thrive in such different environments? Today, we're diving into the world of amphibians. Those slimy-skinned survivors who've been hopping, swimming, and slithering across our planet for millions of years. Amphibians are fascinating creatures that live both on land and in water, making them unique in the animal kingdom. They belong to the class Amphibia and have distinct life stages. These involve transitioning from an aquatic larval stage to a terrestrial adult stage. Amphibians are cold-blooded or ectothermic vertebrates that are capable of living in both water and on land. They undergo a process called metamorphosis, where they change from a juvenile aquatic form to an adult form that can breathe air. Amphibians are an important part of ecosystems as they help control insect populations and serve as indicators of environmental health. Now, look at some characteristic features of this class of amphibians. Amphibians have smooth, glandular skin that is usually moist. They can absorb water and oxygen through their skin, so they are often found near water or in damp environments. Most amphibians start their lives in water, breathing through gills, and later develop lungs to live on land. This is one of the defining features of amphibians. Amphibians are ectothermic, or in simple terms, they are cold-blooded. They rely on their environment to regulate their body temperature, which means they are more active in warmer temperatures. Amphibians usually lay their eggs in water or moist environments. These eggs are jelly-like and don't have hard shells. Amphibians have a three-chambered heart. Other classes of vertebrates like birds and mammals have four-chambered hearts. Amphibians have well-developed auditory structures like tympanic membranes, which help them detect sound both in water and on land. Now, meet the one and only amphibian in New Zealand, the Archey's frog. Archey's frog, Leopelma archei, is one of New Zealand's most ancient and fascinating amphibians. Archey's frog is considered a living fossil, meaning it has changed very little over millions of years and still retains many primitive features. This frog is endemic to New Zealand, making it an important symbol of the country's unique biodiversity. Archey's frog is a small, brownish-green frog, usually no longer than 37 millimeters in length. Its appearance allows it to blend in perfectly with the forest floor, making it well camouflaged against predators. Archey's frog lives in moist, temperate forests on the North Island of New Zealand. It is found primarily in two key locations, the Coromandel Peninsula and the forests in the King Country. They inhabit areas with thick leaf litter, mossy undergrowth, and damp environments. This kind of environment provides the moisture they need to survive, as these frogs rely on their skin to absorb water. Archey's frog is part of a lineage that has been around for over 200 million years, dating back to the time of the dinosaurs. That makes this small frog one of the oldest known amphibians still living today, a true living fossil. Archey's frog has skeletal characteristics that are considered primitive compared to other modern frogs. For instance, it still has muscles that allow it to breathe through buccal pumping. This is a process where air is drawn into the lungs by movements of the mouth. This is a feature common in more ancient amphibians. Unlike many other frogs, Archey's frog lacks external eardrums or tympanic membranes. Instead of hearing airborne sounds, it detects vibrations through the ground, which suits its forest floor habitat. Archey's frog has relatively short legs compared to typical frogs, and it does not hop long distances. Instead, it moves through walking or small jumps, which is an adaptation to its life in leaf litter and on uneven forest floors. The frog's coloration, brownish-green with darker patches, helps it blend in with the moist, shaded forest floor, offering protection from predators such as birds. Unlike many frogs that lay their eggs in water, Archey's frog exhibits terrestrial breeding. The male guards the eggs, which are laid in moist environments on land. After hatching, the young frogs go through metamorphosis inside the egg and emerge fully formed, skipping the free-living tadpole stage. This adaptation allows them to reproduce in environments without standing water. Archey's frogs exhibit a high level of parental care. The males are responsible for guarding the eggs, and once they hatch, the young frogs cling to the male's back for protection and transportation. This reduces predation and helps the young survive until they are more mobile. Archey's frogs are primarily nocturnal, coming out at night to feed on small invertebrates like insects and spiders. This behavior helps them avoid daytime predators and stay moist, as nighttime temperatures are cooler. Like many amphibians, Archey's frog can absorb oxygen through its skin, which is important because it doesn't live near water bodies. This adaptation helps the frog survive in the damp forest environment, where air moisture plays a critical role in maintaining their hydration and oxygen levels. Archey's frog has evolved some resistance to toxins produced by invasive species like rats, which are one of its major predators. However, this is not enough to fully protect them from the significant threats posed by introduced mammals. Archey's frogs have a slow metabolism, which allows them to survive on relatively little food and water. This helps them endure in environments where food sources may be scarce. Archey's frog is critically endangered. This is due to its small population size, limited geographic distribution, and threats from habitat destruction. Introduced predators, such as rats and disease, particularly the chytrid fungus, pose significant risks to its survival. Conservation efforts are ongoing, including habitat protection and captive breeding programs to ensure the survival of this ancient species. Thanks for watching this video on amphibians. I will see you soon with another video on other interesting amphibians.